everybody, welcome back to this operation on Bastogne Light Vehicles. It's your boy County Check back again with another fabulous TBD1 gameplay. Look at this. I don't know about how many angels you can fit on the head of a pin, but Gaijin seems to think you can spawn as many bombers as you would like in the same 5 square feet. Really be cool if they would get into some, like, you know, spawning you in a line abreast so that you weren't all, you know, elbow to butthole, which is like no good. Look how good this plane looks in the sunlight. Literally, flying in is some of the best. I like that there's a pilot, a bombardier, and a gunner. It's the Three Stooges flying this plane usually, but today it's not. You're gonna see that I have a fairly good match. And I do decently for my skill level and what I usually achieve. And not only that, I managed to steal a kill from one of my teammates, which, you know, makes me feel a little guilty, but yeah, you know, I feel like the dog that sneaks a piece of food off the plate on the table, then gets caught later, but you still enjoyed it while you had it, right? Very interesting. The multitude of emotions that this game can cause within people. But for philosophical, deep thinkers like me, I sometimes think myself into a loss. Think I'm suffering from a little bit of a learned helplessness because I did so bad. It's like being beaten. You don't expect to not be beaten, so you pretty much just accept being beaten without even trying to stop it, you know? And I don't mean like beaten in the game, I mean like beat up beaten. I don't know about y'all's generation, but in my generation, there was a lot of flying fists. I remember one time I stood out here at the elementary school with a kid named Nate Paulson. Wonder if he's still around. And we just traded punches in the ribs. So he would punch me in the ribs, I'd punch him in the ribs. He'd punch me in the ribs, I'd punch him in the ribs. We like stayed after. We were supposed to be in from recess. And we literally sat out there and punched each other for like 25 minutes. No one caught us, no one found us, no one noticed. We just were in that kind of a mood. We weren't even really fighting, you know what I mean? We were just like, you know, vibing on that boy level, like let's beat each other up just to see how tough we are. It was interesting. But neither of us quit, neither of us gave up, and I think the thing that we said to each other was you can't make a face or something like that, so when we were hitting each other, kind of keep a straight face. It was interesting. Look at that, they let me get right to the base, man. So I was just previewing this video, and I'm wondering if, wondering about something. I'll mention it later when the time comes. Ah, yes. When you learn how to use the buttons on the keyboard. Ah, that little itty bomb destroyed their whole base. Okay, I'll take it. Now let's go in here and see if we can cause some trouble for the enemy planes. Look at that. I've been flying on keyboard for a little bit now, not long enough to be fully experienced at it, but also long enough to not use it as an excuse anymore. I mean, I do take regular 2, 3, 4, 5 days off of playing, so when it's not like ingrained into my muscle memory, but the thing that I'm trying to get at is that, what is it, Q&E for the rudder. Since I fly the P.U.N.C so much, I've still got to remind myself that I do have rudder keys, since I never use them on the P-51. It's just like pointless. I hope you guys are all having what amounts to a good holiday. Halloween was, at one point in time, my favorite holiday. If you've been watching my videos for a while, you'll know that before I became a long-haired, beardy guy, I was a goth teenager, jamming Marilyn Manson and putting safety pins in my eyebrows. So, yeah, wearing the white face makeup, using Sharpies for lipstick, the black Sharpies and stuff. Yeah, what do you do? We all go through that young rebellious phase, I suppose, and then we grow out of it. And I was just lucky enough to be in that part of America during that time. 9 Inch Nails and Marilyn Manson were the popular bands, and I'd grown up listening to stuff like Megadeth and Metallica and all of that. I wouldn't listen to any of that now. These days, okay, don't rip your wings off. Okay, alright. I managed to not rip my wings off here, so that's good. Now I'd be more likely to listen to some reggae or reggae dub. I do like dark electronic, like Witch House. I'll admit it. And I really like female singers, classical music, that kind of stuff. And my favorite song of all time is Somewhere Over the Rainbow by Judy Garland from, of course, The Wizard of Oz. It will always be my favorite song because it's always inspiring to me. That's just how it is. I even listen to stuff like Infectious Jelking. Should look up Roke Up in the Wrong Hood. Like R-O-K-E, Roke Up in the Wrong Hood. Yeah, look that up. It's very interesting. I don't know that I like the music as much as I like the video presentation, but it's pretty goofy, bro. I just like that it exists. I'm like that, though. There are things that I don't like for myself, you know what I mean? But I don't let their existence bother me so much. I love all of humanity and all things under the sun, because I understand that for every positive there's a negative, and for every good there's a bad. I'm very, very deep into the understanding of duality, and it's interesting when you think about it. Think about it too much and you may realize that for all the good you do, bad gets created somewhere. And even if you do something bad, maybe something good will come of it. It takes a lot of discipline to maintain a proper moral stance on behavior when you have this kind of understanding of reality. Me personally, I don't think that there's any concept that I can't wrap my head around, and I've explored many of them. I went on a religious kick when I was 8 or 9, and I read the regular Bible, and I read the Torah, and I read the Vedas from India. I tried to find stuff on Shinto from Japan, but I couldn't really find anything at my local library. And I read the Quran. It was very enlightening to read all of these different books in the span of about 2 years. And I'm in the place now where I suppose I'm a Christian. I used to be straight atheist, then went through an agnostic phase, and now I'm a Christian. If you don't believe, that's fine. I still love you. And if you believe in a different religion or one that's contrary to mine, I still love you. There's no reason to be down on people. You know, black, white, red, blue, green, male, female, in between. We all have a place. And hating each other won't help. Although I will say the prevalence of some certain types of behavior seem to have increased in the modern day due to social programming that occurs on social media, but that's neither here nor there. Before you ever try to change yourself, you should ask yourself, who are you really? And you should try to accept yourself as you are, because that is the true path to peace. Yes, I cut out the part of like the long, slow fly back. Here you go, Stefan. I put down my gear I was going too fast when I put down my gear. But look, I flew the TBD, and I made it. Oh, the screeching. Flew the TBD, and I made it back to base. And then you're about to witness one of the worst, most long, drawn-out bomber versus, I think the HE-129 is an interceptor, so this is about to be a bomber versus interceptor dogfight up in here, guys. This is going to be the exciting part of the video. And so I was making for the base, and what I was curious about was whether or not I carried my bomb for this whole shebang. Trying to get to the level of skill where I can get someone to chase me and drop my bomb on the ground and kill them, but I haven't had it happen yet. I've tried though. I'll get there eventually. You can tell I'm American, boys. We lay on the trigger. Okay, so I did drop my bomb at some point in there. But yeah, this is Grandma and Grandpa having a dogfight. And we keep turning around on each other and head-oning. How did I only get one hit in all of that? Man. I should have really switched to my gunner here instead of letting them do it themselves. Pretty sure I have the number of experienced gunners and all their accuracy stuff up, but man, you can't tell. Like in my crew points. Look at us. This is the goofiest dogfight ever right here. Two slow-ass planes duking it out. I don't know where the other guy went. And I'm really not sure why I didn't look at the scoreboard. I must have been too into the flying. As you can see here, I'm literally just about my engine dead. Really thought I was going to make it out of this one with a kill. Man, he is getting mad hits on my rear fuselage. Get him, buddy. Get him. So I'm basically stalling out and don't really feel like it's safe to turn or do anything, or I'll just lose power and crash. And sadly, this is how it ends. Well, if you've been here with me watching, I appreciate you. Thank you for being part of the family. Consider liking, subscribing, leaving a comment, sending pictures of your mother on the Discord. All those things are nice. But most importantly, I hope that you have a fantastically awesome day and that you don't let anything get you down. This is County Check signing off, and we'll see you on the next one.